Is it dangerous ride? I'm coasting, out of body floating, lost in my emotions.
Welcome to the Unorthodox Podcast, hosting people doing cool shit. Today, our guest is not the movie producer or director, but he is a soul pop artist. He's worked closely with G-Eazy. We got Anthony Russo. What is up?
What's going on, man? Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming on.
Of course.
For real.
Of course. I'm always down for some Warzone. Someone says, "Yo, let's chat and play Warzone." I mean,
bro, it's just trying to be like. I know you're kind of asking me like the idea behind this. It's just really trying to be like different from like a regular podcast. Like I want to have. I wanted to have like a podcast where I can. Well, okay. So for one, I've always been making videos and shit.
Sure.
And I've always just had a passion for that. I could never find like the thing that was different. And I feel like turning this into like a podcast, but just putting a twist on it would make it different.
Dude,
gives it that extra layer of like interesting. Like you watch the gameplay, you're listening to the guest story. You're just vibing, you're just chilling, like it's relaxed.
I mean, bro, the most like innovative things that come in the world are typically slight variations of things we already like to do. So like you wanted to do a podcast, you're like, all right, how can I make it interesting? Just the fact that you play Warzone is already like, you know, although a lot of people play it, it's already a cool twist if you combine those things. Very It's sick, dude. It's a dope way to do it.
And then one day I'd like to get to like somewhere more like creative central, like LA-ish or somewhere where I could have a studio and have people pull up and then be able to record.
And like play together in the same room?
Play together in the same room, like a little more intimate, but then also be able to record both people's screens and stuff, and then you could edit that shit in back and forth.
That's sick. You got a timeline for when you oh, Bogey right here?
Oh yeah, he's on me. Yep, nice shot.
Honestly, shot from over here too.
Sure right now, like, bro, I'd like to be out there.
Up top here. But
oh, yeah.
Orange ping.
What clusters ass?
I'm headed in this little airplane.
This is loader 2-0. Good copy. Cluster strike away.
It's coming down.
You downed him?
Yeah. I think there's another one up there.
Let's push. I'll push since your cluster's going.
Or he's split with his team.
Oh, he's right here in the doorway.
Oh, his ass all the front.
Oh, there's one below us or up top on the heartbeat. He's up top, I think. You push right, I'll push left.
Yeah, well,
alright, he's below us. 6.3 meters, 216. Yeah, he just ran in the back here. Ah!
I'm coming.
He's bottom floor in the right room.
Oh, he's really gonna throw shit at me.
You're okay.
You're good. Just try and get him.
Yeah, I shouldn't have bait you.
Damn, bro.
Oh, there's two.
Fucking.
Alright, a little distracted by something. A little heater there.
Yeah, that was good. Starting off hot. I love dropping airport. But anyway, you were saying, bro.
Bro, this guy's interviewing me. He's fucking. Timeline wise, I don't know. I'd like to be out there like sometime, like when I'm allowed to with all this COVID shit, because I'm up in Canada.
Sure.
And that shit's a little tight.
Have you visited before?
I've played hockey out there. I know you're from St. Louis. We'll get into that. I've played hockey out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, went out there for a roller hockey tournament.
No shit. St. Louis, huh? Out of all places.
Yes, sir.
Did you, what you think of your time there? Is that dude lying on the ground right there, or am I tripping?
Bro.
Oh, no.
This kid not playing? Bro, it was a nice city for sure.
It's chill. My cousin actually, my cousin-in-law, so like my first cousin's husband, played for the Blues for quite some time.
Where? Who's that?
His name's Lubos Bartechko. I mean, he wasn't like, he was on that Slovakian line. I don't even know when it was, maybe like early 2000s. I was still really young, so I don't really remember a lot of it. But anyway, his son, who my other cousin is playing for I know there's like a million divisions below like professional hockey teams. Like they have a ton of, U16 like Predators or U17 Predators, whatever. But he plays on the Nashville Predators, one of their youth teams, and Lubos coaches it. So yeah, my family is a huge hockey family. I played roller hockey as well for quite some time when I was a kid.
That's cool. I don't know. I mean, roller hockey is huge in the States. Up in Canada, it's not that big. It's like when the teams get put together, yeah, it's all ice hockey up here. Like you guys, like it was always funny because you go up there for an ice hockey tournament, and the Canadian teams would always usually do like really well because I know like there's problems with like in the States where people can't afford ice hockey, so everyone plays roller.
Yeah.
So like typically, I don't know, Canada versus US hockey thing, the rivalry, but
yeah, typically
we always did good in like the ice tournaments and shit, but roller hockey, the US kids would just fucking smoke us because that's all you guys play out there.
Yeah, it is. It's like the off-brand version of, but it's not. I mean, I mean, no disrespect. I mean, I fucking played it, so I mean, I would be just disrespecting myself. But I think,
Bro, I like it more than ice. That shit's fun.
Dude, yeah, roller hockey's so much fun. It reminds me of. I'm also a huge soccer fan. That's like my favorite sport, and it reminds me of futsal. If you're familiar with like what that is. So if you don't, I'll explain it really quickly. So basically, like it's indoor soccer. But I'm sure you've heard of like indoor soccer or can visualize like the turf field with kind of like the oval like boards on the side. It's kind of like hockey boards, but with turf. Futsal is basically like roller hockey, but you play with this small ball that's like half the size of a regular soccer ball.
Yeah.
And everybody wears like basketball type soccer shoes ish. But yeah, it's real like. I feel like it's closer quarters and you have to be a little bit more like skillful with the stick and shit. I don't know. I could be wrong though. I was really young when I played, but I feel like.
Is it like field hockey?
No.
Wait, did you say use a
stick
like or use soccer?
No.
Okay, my bad.
It's with the little ball. I was saying for roller hockey.
Yeah, I got you.
It's more like skill, right? Like a little bit more skill.
Yeah. No, I see where you're going now. Yeah.
But I can't really remember, to be honest. Because I played. I used to love it, dude. And honestly, like getting like the sickest pair of blades was like so fire.
Oh, yeah.
You had the right shoelaces and the fit had to be just right.
Yeah,
Dog, I'm just like picking up red crates left and right. It's crazy. Yeah, man, I forget sometimes that I ever played that. I really, really liked roller hockey. Let's try and push to a buy station.
Yeah, let's go. Let's run that way. Yeah, no, let's get into you a little bit. I guess how old are you and where are you kind of from? Give people that little background. I know I kind of mentioned you're from St. Louis already. You're born there, raised there?
Yeah, born there, raised there. So I guess like fuck, where should I start? So yeah, born in Missouri, 1995. Pretty like small, not small town, but like very suburbia, Midwest. Just your classic, like think of like Full House, just classic. You know what I mean? Like everybody was, doing the same shit. Everybody's kind of following the same rules. You hung out with the kids who went to high school with you, and then all those parents like hung out together. Very suburbia lifestyle. Everybody gets cars when they're 16 because we're all like somewhat spoiled and whatnot. Oh shit, we should grab a loadout real quick.
I got a UAV.
I bet. I'm gonna try this. And yeah, so my childhood pretty much consists of sports. Like I loved sports. I played pretty much like all of them. I swam in the summers, played baseball. Oh, we're getting sniped at, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm getting capped.
I'm gonna run in here real quick. Ah, fuck my fucking.
So you're always athletic kid?
Yeah, I would say so. I played soccer all year round, basketball in the winter, baseball in the spring, and swam in the summers. Once I stopped playing hockey, which I stopped at I think I was like 10 when I stopped playing. And yeah, just like, where the fuck are we getting hit from? Oh, we're over here.
Oh,
I'm throwing a cluster over there.
Ah!
I think they're farther than I think they are.
They're, I think they're on this one.
Let's just try to push back maybe to this loadout.
Yeah.
I feel like we were getting hit from over here too. I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's just try and grab Ghost real quick. Yeah, so, and forgive me if I'm like fucking cutting in and out.
Nah,
I'm
it's
trying
all
to
good.
like
That's
think
kind
and
of the
play at
vibe.
the same
It
time.
happens for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, so just normal ass kid. I'd say that I had like a pretty solid childhood. Pretty much, you know, didn't have a ton of adversity. And yeah, it was pretty easy going. I wouldn't say I got into music. I wouldn't say music came naturally to me. In fact, I wasn't even that interested in it pretty much like my whole life. We had a piano in my house growing up that we never touched, me nor my sister.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Yeah, by the way, I have a sister. I have an older brother who's 10 years older than me. Parents are divorced. Classic, like, suburbia little add-on there. It's kind of like what tends to happen. Bro, I have this kill chain. I have the kill chain thing on, like the perk.
Yeah.
And I swear, like, I be dropping shit all the time.
Popping
Let's
shit.
go downtown. Let's go like this
Aight,
building
yeah.
and just like snipe some people. But yeah, so wasn't really drawn to music too much. Was very focused on sports and like my academics. Like I was a pretty good student, and just kind of fell into the conventional like lifestyle. I went through high school, played good grades, played sports. Played soccer. I'm getting fucked up from somewhere.
Yeah,
Where am I getting
got
fucked
you.
up from? Oh, on top of the hill here?
Yeah. Oh, he's stunned my ass.
Fuck, why can't I ping him? Damn. Yep, the AUG.
Really throwing stun down.
Alright, cool. Now I can like think while we do this back.
What was the creative scene like out there when you kind of started
Pretty-
getting into music? Was there a lot of people like doing
yeah,
shit? Like I know
nah,
out here,
there-
no one's doing anything. No one wants to like create. No one does anything. And if you do shit like that, you're weird out here.
Yeah, I would say I was very much in the that's weird corner for a long time. I was on that team of like not really like art classes. All that stuff was kind of a joke. I didn't really, although I did like creative writing. That is one thing I always loved. Like in language arts class, I would always, anytime there was a chance to do like a creative assignment,
Yeah.
I flourished. That was like my thing.
Word.
I hated the literal arts. And I hated like what was like traditional art, things like that really like didn't connect with, but just like fantasy was like a big thing of mine. I love playing with like the Avengers. I love like Lord of the Rings. I'm looking at action figures. Oh fuck my
Yeah, I saw you
got
posting
fucked
some of that
up.
on your Instagram the other day.
I got Gandalf the other day. Really excited about it. But yeah, so I was kind of always like, I was like the amalgamation of I guess like my generation. Like I love video games like heavy. I used to be obsessed with I played World of Warcraft a lot when I was
Word.
like in middle school.
Yeah.
And like even a little bit in high school until like I found girls that I liked and I was like, oh my god, like I can't be this person I want to be while playing this game because it takes too much of my time. And I remember the day that I quit playing World of Warcraft. It was actually like such a dramatic experience. I like went to my computer and you could it was on my dad's computer at the time that I would play it, and you can like wipe your account, meaning like you know,
Yeah.
because you can also just stop paying, but your account will remain like there, and like your guys will remain there, all the work you done. But I wanted to burn the bridge, so I like deleted the whole account, and I remember like sobbing, bro. I was probably like 13.
Bro, there's
I was,
something
like,
about
crying.
that game. I don't know. I've heard that about a lot of people with World of Warcraft that like, I don't know. There's just a deep connection with that game
It's
for
deep,
some
bro.
reason.
It's deep, and I say this with being like I was a relatively popular kid, and I think that's like why it was so weird. Because friends of mine never understood it. Because like I'd go ghost for months and go on like a World of Warcraft binge, and like every weekend I wouldn't want to hang out with people. I just want to like raid with my guys and like do whatever.
Yeah.
This was like around the time of Classic, and like Burning Crusade. Only like a few expansions in. That's kind of when I stopped. Also, the expansions kind of bothered me, so I kind of like lost interest in the game regardless. But man, I was into it. Yeah, and I cried when I deleted my account. I cried like a baby, like a middle-aged kid just crying.
That's funny.
So yeah. But then I also was like equally invested in sports. Like I love sports, like I was saying. So I was kind of like a strange like combination of that, because I didn't have too many friends who like, my friends were either like people who played sports heavy and watched like all ESPN, like
Yeah. No,
that's all they did. They just watched ESPN and talked about sports and whatever. And I was like, I love sports, and while I'm playing them, I'm in it. But like on my free time, I'm playing video games, like for sure.
Facts.
And that was kind of like how I did it. And there wasn't a lot of friends like that. Like I said, they were either one or the other. I either had super gamer friends or like athletes, and that's kind of what it was. Armor box right here. I'm gonna drop it.
Did you, when you first started music,
Am I getting sniped at?
did that also put you in another category of
Yeah.
weird?
So let me try and fast forward. Like, so high school.
I guess,
I'm
yeah,
still-
give me the background of how you got into music, and then
Yeah,
and
so-
introduce that.
I got into music, honestly, in the most nonchalant like way ever. I basically graduated high school. I think there's someone near us. Could be wrong. I graduated high school, and then I was going to Mizzou, University of Missouri, for no particular reason. Just like, all right, let me go and get a typical like I literally thought I was gonna be like a salesperson, and because everybody's like, oh, you got a great personality, you can just do sales. I was like, all right, cool, and you know,
Yeah.
people knew me as like a person who did well in school and whatnot. So that was just it. I was like gonna go there, go to school, get a marketing degree, whatever. And yeah, so, but along the way, right, like back, like little like sidebar, I mentioned that I freestyled a lot. Like that was also like kind of a secret passion of mine. It wasn't a secret passion, actually. Everybody knew I did it in high school, and we would always like at parties, we'd smoke, or like I'd pick up homies, we'd like roll a blunt and go like drive around and just like freestyle, like
Just
classic.
vibe, just hang
You
out.
see those guys on
Be-
TikTok now
be
where
homies,
they comment like, oh, they're making it out of the gated community or whatever. Like that was for sure me. That was for sure me. Guys over here on whatever house that is.
Yeah, just hopped off.
Yeah, that was. Oh, we almost have enough for a loadout. Do you want to push that way? Let's see if we can't get in some action here. Oh, he's looking at me.
Alright.
He missed me.
Is he up top still? Oh, yeah, he's up top. There's one down low somewhere. Ooh, he's got a little beamer.
Yep, I hear him around it.
Yeah, he's in the other hangar, I think. Back door? Oh, you answered.
Down one.
That's the other one. You got soap? Yeah, we're good. We Gucci. Oh, another one on me.
Oh. Ah, he's right here. He's beat. He's cracked. One shot. Nice. Oh, there's another one. He just ran around the back left side here.
Actually.
I'm gonna crawl up the stairs once this fire goes out.
Oh,
Wait, I think that was him who just ran on. Oh yeah, I see. Oh, that's you. Fuck.
oh, damn. I should have stuck that longer.
Nah, you're good. It's fucking, it's tough. But yeah, so I was always like, strangely enough, my superlative in high school was to win a Grammy, but the only association I had with music was that I freestyled. That was it. And I think there literally no other kids like did. You may have kids who like play the guitar sick or like whatever, but no one thought that was like interesting at that time. You know, like if you were sick at saxophone or something, like you were just that kid in band, and like that was that. Like that wasn't really the crew that I hung out with. And so I actually kind of felt guilty about winning that, because I knew there was like actual musicians out there. I didn't know how to play a single instrument I didn't understand anything about music. And then, so I go to college, and I'm continuing that like trend. Like I'm at parties. I rushed Pike, the fraternity, which was a pretty crazy like part of my life, I guess. I have a really Like I have a very strong opinion on fraternities now that I am not in one anymore.
Oh.
Fuck. That was intense as fuck. Ah!
Oh.
No way! But yes, but at the time though, it was cool. I went to Mizzou, I rushed Pike, I was doing typical marketing shit, doing like my classes and whatnot, partying, just being like, you know, your fucking average college kid.
Yeah.
And then I don't know when, like, I don't know what Christmas was. I think I was a sophomore in college, maybe a freshman in college, and I went home for Christmas break, and I was at a Christmas party that my family has every year, and my cousin was there. She's much older. She's like 10 years, maybe 12 years older than me, and she actually used to be an actress, and she was in like some pretty famous movies. You wouldn't know her name. She was like just a character, like just an extra person in there, but she was like working her way up, and she was living in LA. And then, but the time we were talking, that had all been like, that was all in her past, and she had gotten married to someone back in St. Louis and moved back and like started a family. And I feel like she low-key like regretted it. Her name's Ashley. She's like a sweetheart. I love her. And she she was just like kind of lit at the Christmas party, and had knew that I always had like a subtle interest in music. And fuck, I'm forgetting like details of the past, but good. Let me flash back to a little bit in high school. I actually did put out like these remixes that I put them on YouTube, and my name was Rooster. That was my like rap name, Rooster. And I would like take Mac Miller beats or whatever, and I'd like make new songs over them, and I put them on YouTube, and it actually got like quite a bit of buzz. And there was like even like a whole classic like dish thing happening between like this other rival high school and us. And it was just, that's funny. There was these kids from this other high school who were very into like rap, but like trying to be like super tough and talk about guns and shit. And we're all just like white kids with like no credibility whatsoever. Just typical. Typical fuckboys. Yeah. And I was one of them, but not like as intense. Like I didn't talk about guns or like that. I just talked about like smoking weed, and like I love to make analogies like Lil Wayne, and No Ceilings was probably like my most inspiring like project ever. I fucking love No Ceilings, listen to it all the time. But like that type of wordplay was always really, really interesting and like fun to me, so that's why I got into freestyling. Anyway, so I put out like some of those songs. My family found out I was doing that, and like they were not the most, like there's a lot of profanity and a lot of like me saying like crazy shit that a 14-year-old probably shouldn't be saying. And my family knowing how I am, I'm a very like lighthearted, like very gentle person. They are like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck is this person? Yeah, my grandma like was like, you gotta take these down, you know, like you're not gonna get, people are gonna find this later and you're not gonna get jobs and blah blah. And I was like, yeah, you know, typical like conservative Midwest type. How do you feel about that mentality nowadays, where like, I mean, it's just like I think it's actually for sure true. Like I think it's for sure. And I honestly, like looking back at what I made that I put out at that time, yeah, I mean, I could care less that it's not up now, and I'm almost glad it's not, because you see like videos now surface of like famous people doing like dumb shit back in the day. Not to say that I didn't do anything like on that level that would be like necessarily inappropriate or be like taboo or could be like controversial, like for sure, no, none of that. But it was just like corny and just weird and just like white kid trying to be something he's not, and just classic that, right? So I'm glad that doesn't exist anymore. Holy shit. But yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm landing on the back. It's all good. And let's just get it popping. I threw a precision up there. I'm gonna see what happens. But how do you feel about like, I mean, you know, like it's like, I don't know, call it boomer mentality, I guess, or like conservative mentality of just like, you know, don't get tattoos, don't stray away from the 9 to 5. Yeah, I'm not with all that. That type of stuff, you know, I'm very much like, especially living out in LA now, you get a completely different perspective on life. And you find like all these people out here have been able to make great livings. Although you gotta take it with a grain of salt. Like it all depends on where you're trying to get your business done. You know, like if you live in fuck, where are they hitting you from? I think he's at the houses. You're good. Fuck yeah, on the right. Wow. If you're like in Ohio, all right, like say I'm not no shade on Ohio, but like say you're like in Ohio and you're trying to get a job as like an accountant. Yeah, I mean maybe having tattoos like on your face like isn't the move. You know what I mean? Like, and you have to understand, like anybody who would feel a type of way about that, like if they got denied because they had tattoos on their face, like you got to get over yourself. You know what I mean? Like the world just isn't there yet. And frankly, it may never be there. Like I don't know if tattoos on your face will ever be like will ever not give you an immediate like an assumption of who you are or like what you're about. Like I don't know if that'll ever change, and I don't think that's anyone's fault. We're just like that as humans. But as far as like getting like tattoos on your body and shit, like I mean,
because I mean,
like
at
I
one
said,
point,
it really
face
depends on where
tattoos used
you're
to.
going.
Well, I'm not gonna
Oh my
say
God, these
entirely,
fuckers,
but
like, get up on the thing.
face tattoos used to be. I mean, not to the same extent, but like it used to be the same thing about getting tattoos on your hands and like.
Sure, yeah,
right?
exactly.
It kind of broke away, but yeah.
So I mean,
Why did I
the answer is, I think that people need to lighten up just in general in the world for sure.
I love people.
But I also understand. I also completely understand if you are, let's say you're someone with like mental health issues. Say you have depression, say something, and you want to go see a therapist, and you're like looking through therapists, and one of your therapists has face tattoos, and you decide not to go with him, right? And say that guy his business suffers because of that. I don't think they're like there's no one that can really help you, and there's nothing you can really do about that. You know what I mean? Like you can call it judging a book by its cover, but in that particular circumstance, like this person needs to make sure that they're getting like the best quality ever. And if for some reason or another, someone having face tattoos kind of bothers you, then that's just what it is. And like be someone who's out like kind of flamboyant in the way they express themselves, not necessarily like in the way you dress or in like getting tattoos or like you dye your hair or like whatever you do, or you act like people want to act like artists, like artists nowadays get a pass on that because they're quote unquote artists, which is stupid. But if the regular person wants to do that, right, you have to be prepared for the people who might judge you, and you can't like really have like a fuck the world attitude because of that, because it's like you just gotta understand that not everybody's at that level yet. And that's just like what it is. So I think on both sides, people need to chill out. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get hated on by some people. That's just what it is. That's like part of the cross that you choose to bear. And there's also a lot of great lessons and a lot of great responsibility and a lot of great like fulfillment that comes from like continuing to just do that anyway, even with the adversity or the resistance of the people hating you. So like you just gotta stick to your own path, man. Like that's really what it comes down to. And as long as like, you know, if you're doing it, if you do what you do in order as like a jab back at the world, you're not doing it for the right reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
And yeah, and if you're judging someone because, you know, if you're judging someone because you don't know anything about them, then
you're just a shitty person.
You're an idiot. Yeah, that's just that is. So that's kind of where those two worlds collide. But anyway, back to I guess like how I got started in music. So anyway, so I'm at this this Christmas party, and my cousin's lit. She's drinking some wine, and she's like, "Yo, I know you love music. I know you've always had a knack for it. You're the last like Russo with like some sort of entertainment, creative that thing inside of him.
Yeah. That
like don't like you should go for it. Whatever that means, like you should go for it. Like don't let your ship sail." She used that term. Don't let your ship sail. I let my ship sail because she kind of like gave up this life because she met a guy and like he had a promising job, but it was a very conventional job, but she needed to move back to Missouri and do the whole Missouri thing, and they had kids and whatnot. And not to say she wasn't happy and that she didn't love her kids, but there's a part of her that I'm sure like wishes that maybe she would have stuck it out a little bit longer. So she basically just encouraged me to do that, and it really hit me at that time for whatever reason. I think I was going through a tough time, kind of like lost at school, just like what the fuck, what am I really doing here? Like,
yeah, facts. I think a lot of creative people get that feeling.
Yeah, it was kind of like the like if I was like in the middle of a movie, right? It'd be like that moment start getting that I don't know if you ever watched Smallville, the Superman show.
I have not. To be honest with you, I'm not a big movie person. I don't know.
Okay, all right, no worries. But basically, it's kind of like when destiny starts to call you.
Yeah.
I started getting that kind of like unwritten, like undisclosed, like thing kind of calling me. Like, all right, what is this? Why am I feeling this like discomfort? Kind of.
Yeah,
like
you
I'm
start
unsettled.
to kind of develop as a person. You start to go like, do I really want to go down this path or
Yeah,
that path?
exactly. And as I started to like question that, that this experience happened where she like told me all this, and I was like, fuck, what is this? You know, what does this mean? Like, should I do something with this? And at the time, I had a best friend named Ryan who has always just been like my ride or die, like just supported me in like anything that I did.
Yeah.
And he knew I had like kind of a talent. And I would say that a lot of people knew I had somewhat of a talent because people would at parties like stop the party to specifically be like, yo, let's gather around Russo and like, let's hear him rap. People just like to hear it as if it was like a show, right? They like stop what they're doing.
That's cool.
grab
You
their
had people
shit.
that actually like were on board with it and supported you.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. And I feel like it could have gone one way or the other. People could have been like, who the fuck is this dude trying to like do this? I hear people on us, by the way.
Yeah, I think he's above us. Like, I know, like, a lot of people, like, if you want to be an artist or something in school, like, you're just everybody's punching bag.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
like, people, like I said, out here, they don't give people, like, credit. Even if they were good, people like, you make music, you're never gonna go anywhere, which is, like, typical, but, like, for a lot of people, but, bro, we all out here to grow, we all out here to support each other.
Absolutely. That's
Like, if someone wants to, like you said, people just gotta chill out. If they want to do something and be, like, their life, just
down this guy here. Nice.
let them do them. I mean, those people should be getting the most, like, credit, because, like, damn, like,
And I
it's
feel
so
like,
easy to take the typical, like, oh, let's go to school, let's go to university, and let's get a job, let's have kids and die. Which, like, I mean, if that's for you, give her, but, like,
Sure.
you know,
And I will say one thing that I did learn, because after I decided to leave school. So fast forward, I decided to leave school. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
let's go grab
I
a
have
little
no musical background. I don't understand music, but I'm just gonna do it. Like, YouTube's there. I'm just gonna drop out and I'm just gonna pursue music. And that, like, you know, people knew I rapped and shit, but when I told them that, they were like, "Are you fucking crazy? Like, what do you?" That's when people were like, "Wait." As soon as I started taking it seriously, people started to be like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And fortunately, my parents at the time, my dad, like, he was really the only person who understood like music at all. We should a little bit of money.
Okay.
We'll find it. He had a guitar
Yeah, right here.
that he liked to play. He wasn't exceptionally good. He just liked to play cover songs here and there. And we never had that like father son, like, hey son, let me teach you how to play the guitar type of moment either.
Yeah.
But and then my uncle Steve. I have an uncle Steve who's like actually a pretty sick guitar player. Yeah, I think everybody's got an Uncle Steve. He's like the classic, like, he's a hoarder. And he's like, you know, he has like his weird like mannerisms, and he's just Uncle Steve, man. Everyone's got one. And yeah, so that's like pretty much the only people in my family that did music. Oh, getting shot at from 330-ish.
Yeah, it's right here.
And I have 0 plates.
I'll give you some over here.
Yeah. Meet me behind here. Fuck, dude, this is so much harder. Like, I like forgetting what I'm saying.
Nah, it's all good. You're doing good. Because some people, sometimes the swings like completely other way. Like, people are all conversation and no like gameplay. You actually know what you're doing. Like, I get people who are just like running like through a field. It's like,
yeah, no, I know. But yeah, so I decided to go. I decided to make music. I decided that's what I'm gonna do, and I just go. And luckily, you know, my parents were just like, okay, like, are you sure? Like, they basically just said, we're not gonna help you financially if you decide to do that. And I was like, all right, bet. Like, I don't want you to help me financially anyway. Like, I want the pressure, you know what I mean? Like, I want all of that. Give me all that. And at the time, I dropped out, and I'm a sophomore in college at the time. I drop out, I'm gone. My friends are like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I was like in an apartment with people like from my fraternity, and I'm like leaving them, and they're getting like a sublease, and they're all like, bro, like, what are you doing? You know, because I was leaving in the middle of the school year.
Yeah.
I was like, I just gotta fucking do this, bro. Like, I don't know, like this, I'm just not happy. Cause people had this like, there was this like vibe, this energy in college, like as you start getting older, as if people were speaking about afterlife of college as like this, just death. Like it's like like you actually die after you leave college. It's like everyone's so scared of graduating, like going into the real world, because like it's almost like they just assumed it was gonna suck. Yep, I see him.
It's broken.
Oh no way! Stay there, stay there.
Okay. Yeah, like that's, I mean, kind of what I was saying. Like, it just seems like, yeah, just typical like life. I think the other guy you bought back, he's flying somewhere. You're chilling. Oh,
He's
there
outside.
he is.
No way! What?
All Gucci.
With a pistol?
All Gucci. Come on,
Bro, no chance. No chance the pistol's beating the AUG. No chance.
If you survive, you earn your freedom.
Fuck. Bro, what are we in like God's
Bro,
gulag?
we're getting
Or-
worse.
This dude just smoked me with a Pelleton like one.
Bro, the snipers
Bro,
are the
that was
worst
the
in the
craziest. That was the craziest Pelleton shot I've ever seen in a gulag ever. This dude didn't even look. Fuck, what was I saying?
Oh. Shit. Now I lost my train too. Yeah, you're just talking about like you're finally making the move. You made the decision to.
Right.
pull the
My parents
trigger.
told me they weren't gonna help me. I said no worries. And at the time, my friend that I mentioned, Ryan, who was like my best friend, my ride or die kind of guy, he was going to school at Missouri State, and he was also in that same vibe. Oh no, I was talking about the energy of college, right?
Yeah.
Like I would have these conversations all the time with kids, and we'd be like, "Fuck, man, what are we gonna do when we graduate? Like, fuck, just like go work." And I'm just like, "Bro, what is like? I feel like I'm, you know, waiting to die. Like this is fucking fuck this."
Yeah.
And that's really what got me to leave. And I was like, I'm for sure out. Like I gotta take a different path. And my homie Ryan was like, "Fuck it, I'll come with you." So he drops out of school. He was a year older than me too. He was a year from graduating. He's like,
That's
"I'll
a
drop
ride or
out
die.
too." Fuck it, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he basically like pseudo managed me, because at the time there was, I mean, what was there to manage? But like a few months prior to me dropping out, I like stopped going to all my classes, and I simply started spending like, I would literally block out, okay, this hour I'd be in this class, I'm gonna spend an hour on YouTube, like learning about music theory. I'm gonna learn about like blah blah, learn like the foundations of music, just so I'm not like, if I ever get to that level, you know, I want to know what I'm saying or what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's like a big lesson too, is just being prepared for like when the time comes.
Exactly. That's what I was doing, was preparing. I was like reading music theory books, doing that whole shit, spending time on YouTube, learning how to produce. I upgraded from GarageBand. I bought Logic, even though I had like no money at the time, and I was eating rice burritos from Chipotle. Like that's how broke I was. I would go to Chipotle and just order a burrito of rice, which is like 79 cents. Kind of a hack, honestly, if you're struggling on money and you just need to like get some grub in you. You get a full burrito, fat burrito of rice, put a little Chipotle sauce on it. It's like less than $1. I think it's like 89 cents.
Damn,
something like that.
been tough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I didn't want to ask my parents for money, because I'm like, that's like, I'm not trying to do that.
You don't want that. I told you so.
But I saved money up for Logic. So I bought Logic, and that's when I really started to like get into it and learning how to like engineer myself and whatnot. And I would basically just, for the time being, would kind of do what like every kid on SoundCloud would do. And this is like 2016-ish, 17-ish, right when like the SoundCloud era was like still booming.
Right.
And like Russ was just doing his thing on SoundCloud. Like he just started popping off. And I basically like, along with a bunch of other artists at like in my class, I'd say, we just like ripped Russ completely. You know, we started doing our cover arts kind of like Russ, where they're like very consistent in how they release. They had their own flavor, obviously. Like it wasn't
that's
the
how you
exact same
learn,
thing as
though.
Russ. Yeah. You gotta imitate. You know what I mean? You gotta imitate until you like find your own thing. So I drop out officially. I get a job at a car wash. I'm living in my mom's basement. I set up a studio in the closet, and I'm working 5 days a week at the car wash, like busting my ass for tips and going to the studio. Oh fuck yeah, that's huge.
Let's go.
There's a studio in. Hang on to that munitions box, by the way. There's a studio in downtown St. Louis that was like super like low key. It's called Suburban Pro Studio. Shout out to my boy Damo.
Yeah.
You know, in St. Louis, like it's not mad expensive to record. It's like $50 maybe an hour, maybe like $35 an hour. So I pretty much just take like half of what I made during the week and just book a time, even if I didn't have a song written to cut, because I needed to like go there to record because my setup wasn't like good enough yet.
Yeah.
But I would like write at my house. So I like my creative process basically started like this. I'm gonna go to this loadout, by the way. I would just like listen to music, get super inspired, whatever. I don't know who I'd be listening to. I'd listen to something, get mad inspired, and then I would go to YouTube and search for like that type of beat, which I'm sure millions of other artists did the same exact thing. And then I would just wait for something to like hit me and be like, oh fuck, like this, like any song I ever made, it was always like I was mad inspired by that beat. And I probably, oh yeah, let me get in there, my bad. And I would just write to it, and I'd like record all like the melodies and shit like on my phone and like the lyrics, and then I'd go to the studio that weekend, record it, mix it, master it, like all in like a 4-hour session. I just take care of it all and get it done right then and there. Because at this time, bro, it was kind of like quantity over quality. Like I just needed, although I thought it was amazing, like I didn't fucking think for a second that my thing was like subpar. Every song I made I thought was the best song in the world.
Yeah, facts. You know, some
and you kind of
confidence.
have that mentality.
Yeah.
When you're doing that,
Right,
kind
you're
of
just
like
proud. It's just like a proud. You're just proud of what you made.
Yeah, you just gotta like, you gotta be your biggest fan for sure at that time, because if you let like other people's doubts get in your head, like you're fucked. So you kind of needed to be like arrogant in a way that was almost like, I would say it's like a little bit of ignorance too. You kind of need that when you're starting, because there's a lot of reasons to stop. There's a lot of reasons to just quit.
Yeah.
But if you stay ignorant, right, and you just kind of have this like, I will do this, then you might actually do it. You know what I mean? Oh my God.
That's toxic. That is tough.
What?
Bro, you're just sitting there with a rocket.
Bro, what?
Are you a big believer in like writing and
yeah, so
like writing your ideas and your goals?
Man, bro, I changed as a person like so much over the last like 4 years that it's like hard to even keep track of like the order of shit. But I would say at that time, yes, I had read like Think and Grow Rich. I spent all day in the self-development section reading all these books about how to manifest this, how to manifest that. I watched The Secret and thought like, oh my God, I found this key to life. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is like think about this shit and then it happens.
Right.
And I went like super extreme on that.
Too far.
Like I had notes
balance.
all over my wall but I will say, like I said, like I needed to be that extreme because that was like my John Mayer said this in an interview the other day. He's like, you need to be a little crazy as a vaccine of like for going insane. And I feel like that's kind of where I was at the time. I just like was ingesting all of these books, and I put all these notes over my wall of like affirmation quotes. And I had this note card that I wrote on, which is actually crazy. Like I said, on January 1st, 2017, I will be done working, like be done. And it's like probably, I wrote this like early 2016. And I had like a few songs ready to go and start releasing on SoundCloud. And I had this whole like plan for the year. I was going to release a song every 2 weeks. And like eventually, you know, that was like the path that me and my best friend chose. Like again, like my pseudo manager is like, all right, this is what we're going to do. This is like how we're going to do it. We had this graphic designer in Germany that made all of our little logos and things for all the cover arts.
Weird.
And that was what I did. So for like pretty much like 6 months, every 2 weeks, I released a song on SoundCloud. And I started getting some notice. Like I started getting some fans and some tractions, and some blogs started reposting me. I started hitting up other SoundCloud rappers and being like, yo, I'll sing on your hook. Like I'll make a hook for you and sing it so you don't have to worry about it. Just let me get them fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get them fans. And that actually worked out like really well. I started like getting on everybody's song, and then my page started just to blow up. And then, at the end of 2017, I visited LA for the first time because my day-to-day manager had actually came in contact with G-Eazy's management one way or another. Yeah, exactly. Over Instagram, believe it or not. Just like sending DMs. Sending DMs back and forth. And eventually his name's Jamil Davis, was like, yo, I want you to come out here and like basically like chaperone this party for me. He's like throwing a party as I want you to like just like take care of all of like the bullshit. Basically be my bitch for the weekend. Like you want to come do that. He told that to my manager, and we were all like, this is the moment. Like we did it. Like we made it. Like we're talking to G-Eazy's manager. This is crazy.
Yeah.
At the time I was a huge G-Eazy fan as well. So that was like pretty crazy to it's pretty crazy to like just have a person from his camp reach out to us, or not reach out to us, actually respond to us, because he had been messaging him for like a year before he ever responded. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna fly out too, just to be ready. You know what I mean? I'm gonna fly out too, just be ready. I stayed at a homie's house, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of little details that happen in between there, but basically I meet Jamil, we talk, we play him the music. He's like, yo, I want to co-manage you. Go home, tell your family you're leaving. This is around like the end of 2016. I'm like, all right, bet. And sure enough, like on January 25th, I quit. I'm not sorry, not January, December 25th, I quit my job at the car wash. January 25th of 2016, and moved out to LA on the 7th of January. And I haven't had to work since, which is pretty fucking crazy. That and I mentioned that like at the time I was super like extreme about that, because I'm not as much that way anymore. I had a pretty big chip on my shoulder, I think, for a while, and I needed to like prove to the world that I could do this, and it kind of made me, I think it made me into like kind of an asshole a little bit to like my friends who like weren't on that path.
Yeah.
And I'd always want to like shove it down people's throat, like, bro, like you could be living this whole, like you don't understand like the power you have, like you're fucking at college and like studying bullshit, like you guys got like, you know, I was very aggressive trying to get everybody to like think my way.
Yeah.
And I've realized now as I've gotten older that like, bro, you gotta just let people do their thing, man. Like they're gonna figure it out on their own time. And if anything, just like actions speak louder than words, bro. Like just do your thing. If they're watching, they'll get inspired. Maybe they'll ask me questions, like whatever. But I kind of stopped like trying to like shove it down people's throats. And even in my own self, I've kind of like chilled out a bit on like, you know, you don't have to sit and stare in the mirror every morning for an hour and tell yourself that you're happy. Someone who's happy doesn't actually do that.
Right. For sure. So
there is this like level of, but again, I'm glad that I did that, because again, I needed that at the time. I don't need it anymore to like get me motivated, but at the time I needed to believe that everything was happening. I actually still believe that things happen for you, not to you. Oh, someone's on me.
Do you shit. Nice.
Fuck, I got him, but that was not pretty, bro. You should have seen. You should have seen it. This dude almost got me with a fucking pistol again. Yeah, so I don't really read a lot of self-development books anymore. I kind of came up with an idea in my head of like, at some point, man, you gotta just kind of get it. Like, if you're self-developed, not to say you shouldn't keep growing, because you're always growing from experiences and like learning new things and like reflecting on shit. Yeah, let's maybe push it that way. We have enough for a loadout, but reading the books about like the real mystical shit of like, you know, just like visualize and like it's gonna happen. Like, I don't necessarily think that that's false, but I don't think it's the whole story. I think that type of shit just motivates you to do the actions required. Right? Yeah, I think it's just like narrowing your focus is really what that's about. Like just staying on task and staying disciplined. But like you can't just like visualize shit and expect something to happen. Like you have to actually do it. And I think like so yeah, I mean that's like really the full story in my opinion of how it works. It's like you visualize something, you spend time thinking about it. So like when you're scrolling through TikTok, there's this urge that comes up that's like, fuck, remember this vision that we have? Remember this thing that we have to do? And then you're like, all right, I'm gonna go do that. And it kind of instills that level of discipline that I think is required to achieve anything great in life. I think that's what it's more about. Let's buy some, fuck, we don't have any money to buy plates.
No cash, no guap.
Let's see here.
Yeah, definitely like, I mean, that was a big thing for me. I kind of had that phase too, where you want to like, all I have to do is think and think, but you gotta blend that with a work ethic. You actually gotta do it, but it primed your brain to like think right about things.
100%, bro. I wouldn't change the way it went for anything, because no one at that time could have told me that I wasn't about to be the biggest artist in the world. No one.
Which you gotta have that ego to an extent to like actually do it.
100%. Because like I said, at the time, in the beginning, bro, it's like, it's so fragile, bro. Like one person saying something, for the most part, can just destroy someone's belief in themselves. And it happens to people all the time, bro. Like there's a bunch of like lost dreams just floating around in like the ether that they latch onto somebody else who's like more prepared to do it. And it could be like the way you were brought up. It could just be your upbringing that wasn't.
Do you feel like people sometimes? Oh, he's in this house. Sometimes people are just.
I killed one.
Born with that.
They're up top in here.
Tick to just do it.
No. I stunned him. I'm going up.
Did he dip? Oh, he's in the basement.
He jumped out.
You think?
Let's kill this guy first.
He's right here.
Fucking...
No way you just shit on me like that.
God damn it.
Okay.
I was loading my weapon, bro. It's my bad.
Gucci.
You got gulag still?
Yeah. Chilling.
Cool. I should be able to get you back too. But I think that your environment that you grow up in has like a lot to do with it. I think everybody's born with the capability to do anything they want, but I think that some people just didn't get the luck of the draw with like how they were raised or where they grew up or whatever. And I think that can be really damaging to like how somebody views the world, because your perception of the world, pretty much influences every decision you make. So if you grow up, whatever the variation of how you grew up, like just imagine how that can completely alter the way someone views life, and that can really hurt your chances of not only believing in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, chances are you're probably like shit's just not just gonna happen for you.
Yeah, it's gonna start.
And if you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna make the right moves to like do what you gotta do. But I do believe that everybody has the same, like, everybody can do it. Like, there's not, like, anyone like I said, bro, I'll be the first one to tell you, I have no special talent whatsoever.
I was reading that you said that. You don't think that you just, like, some people are just born to sing and you just have that little edge? Like, don't get me wrong, I believe that everyone can do something if they put their mind to it, but you don't think you just got, like, a slight advantage because you were just born with just a little something extra, like you just have the vocals.
Oh, fuck. On me. He's in the other house I'm selfing.
I'm coming. Where did I die? Where's my shit? Where did I die? I died over here somewhere? Oh yeah, right here. I got a pistol.
Single shooter.
It's right behind us too. Got a gun.
There's guns in here if you come up here. Yeah, CR mags and...
Oh,
he was in this building.
Walked my ass.
Where do you walk you from?
Right here.
Stand by for coordinates.
I don't know where they are.
What is this dude?
There's another one right here. Oh no.
Shit, I'm in their sights.
No way, bro.
Shake it off, mate.
Yeah.
Might be two here. Yeah, one more. Oh, bro, I'm just kidding.
Fuck! I got him right.
All good. There was more kids in that other house. To the right, I think.
We need the recon
Yeah.
here.
Do you think meeting G was like a pivotal point in your career?
Oh fuck.
Sorry, you're in a moment.
I do. That was kind of like okay, like you can like actually do this shit. And it was the moment for everyone else to believe in it, right? Like everyone around me in that moment was like, damn, bro, like Anthony's actually doing it. You see, he's like with G, and it sucks that it takes that, but I get it to like a certain extent, you know, like.
Bro, you need that.
It is-
a lot of people, you need that cosign for everyone else to
Yup.
see. Like,
Yep.
it sucks
100.
to say it, but like, you need that cosign for other people to believe in what you're doing.
And this is where the whole idea of like, and again, and that's what made me like an asshole, is because I really hated that, but now I understand, like, it's all a matter of how people were raised, bro. And like, we would just be them in similar circumstances. So it's like, I don't judge anyone for feeling that, because to them, whatever world they grew up in, what I'm doing is a dream. It is like out of reach, and that sucks that they feel that way, because it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And back to your question of like, do I think that some people are just like maybe like just more born to? Yeah, like I said, like luck of the draw plays.
Yeah, I feel that.
Play
Yeah,
it like
I see that.
people may have a better advantage, right? Like if you take two people with the same amount of drive to be a singer, and one of them just all their parents were singers, and they have incredible tone, and the way their voice sounds, like by their genetics.
Oh, damn. I
God,
got
these
no
fucking
guns.
billions are crawling with motherfuckers. Then yeah, I would say maybe they have a better chance, but you know, what's the saying? Like fortune favors like irony, or fate favors irony, something like that. Like even nowadays, right? The world's so saturated with artists and like people trying to do the same shit, and sometimes the best ones are not the ones that end up making it.
Yeah, which is a shame.
And sometimes
to a point, but
yeah, but it's because maybe they don't work as hard as the other people,
True.
or luck of the draw. So I think that like what's the word? Oh, I'm fucking fisting this motherfucker. God damn it.
Toxic. Oh,
What?
shit, he got your ass.
What?
He got
How did he
your ass.
fucking throw that? Oh, he stuck me?
Stuck your ass.
We'll be back to finish the job.
Work ethic beats talent every time.
Word, at a
Like,
hockey
for
coach
sure.
to tell me that.
For sure. And it's really true. Because like I said, bro, like I have like some sort of snack, or like, I don't know, an edge. Maybe the way my mind is suited more towards creativity than somebody else. But like, I don't know if I believe it. I really just think that a mix of like hard work and like being in the right positions and like taking those opportunities was really like how I got here. And it was a little bit of luck too. You know, it was a little bit of dumb luck, because I was willing to stick it out, because people don't take that into account, the luck factor. Like luck is a very real thing, and you can call it coincidence, whatever you want to say it, but like, it's just being in the right place at the right time. And how do you get in the right place at the right time? Is by ever showing up in the first place. So, and most people just never show up because they just never think it could be possible. But you know, I went and I went for it, and I kept going. And even with people saying that I was crazy, or like, you know, friends talking about my back, I'd go back to Mizzou and go to like parties when I was still working at the car wash back in St. Louis, because it's only like an hour and a half drive from where my university was. But I'd go up every now and then and like visit my friends on the weekend. And people would tell me stories, like this person was talking shit on you, this person was saying this, person was like, dude, but this fucking idiot, blah, 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 blah. Like people would kind of joke about how serious I was taking this.
Yeah.
And it didn't really faze me, because again, it was just fuel. It was like, all right, I'm gonna like prove them wrong. And I think like once I actually got here, right? And I'll fast forward to like, I'll tell you a cool story about like when I met G for the first time, which is probably like one of my most memorable stories, like in LA. It was the day I moved here. My flight was on December 7th, 2017. I land. My manager picks me up. I'm with my day-to-day. I'm with my best friend too. He was like my day-to-day manager officially. So we get picked up by like upper management and his assistant from the airport. He takes us to this house in West Hollywood. Like we have no idea where we're gonna stay, where we're gonna live, no whatsoever. We just got on a fucking plane with like a suitcase, and we're like, all right, let's get it. And we pull up to this house. He's like, all right, here's where you're gonna stay. Go in and drop your shit. So we go in, drop our shit off. Let's get back in the car. I want to take you somewhere. And like, I have no idea where we're going. We pull up to this house in the hills. We go inside. I start catching a vibe. I'm like, okay, we're like in someone's studio right now. Oh, I see When It's Dark Out on the wall. Oh my God. Like, I'm about to meet G. Like, this is crazy. And G comes down in his fucking slick back hair, his flannel, like his whole thing, like just looking like G, you know, like he doesn't sway from the brand. Like he is G all the time. And he was the nicest to me, bro. He was so nice. And we were like playing music together and I was showing him shit. And he actually ended up flipping. I had a song called Hey Mama that I made for my mom on Mother's Day, like a few years before that. And
you wanna hear
he actually
I was listening to your music probably since, I don't know, what was that, like 2016 when that song came out or something?
Yeah.
2015?
Yeah.
I actually got put on you by Justin Escalona, like way back.
Hell yeah.
So that's how that happened. But yeah.
Yep. A lot of people come from Justin Escalona. That was a whole crazy experience too that we can get into. But so yeah, he actually flipped the song Hey Mama. He like had his producer like take the hook and we sped it up and he like wrote verses to it. I have the song, but it never ended up coming out. I think it was a little bit too soft for him, which I totally understand.
Yeah.
But it was still cool, right? And that was like my first experience in LA. And actually, like, funny story, right? So at the time, I was suffering from IBS, this thing called irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah, my
which
friend's
is like
got that shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's trash. Well, actually, that's not what I had, but I thought that's what I had. That's what a doctor who did no tests on me just diagnosed me with.
Yeah.
And at the time, bro, I had to shit so bad. Like, I had to, like, literally, like, explode while I was in the studio. And we were, like, smoking, and we were, like, eating, like, drinking and whatnot, and that shit would fuck my stomach up, drinking.
Yeah.
And so I'm, like, in the studio trying to be cool, and G has, like, this model with him that's like there, and we're like in the studio vibing, and I'm like in the corner at like 3 a.m. like trying not to fucking. And the bathroom's in there, right? The bathroom's in the studio. It's just like a little tiny bathroom, and I'm like, I am not about to blow this thing down. There's no chance that I'm about to do that. And so I just held it, bro, to like the point of where I was like in so much pain, and I finally got like it sucked. Like whatever that experience was, I actually don't have that anymore, or whatever that was. Like, fuck the doctor, whoever, like, decided to tell me I had that without doing any tests on me. Because I just started eating healthy and started eating cleaner and, like, cut some things out of my diet, and I have no stomach issues anymore. Yeah. So, fuck that dude. But yeah, so that was like kind of a funny story, because I remember just being so fucking uncomfortable.
That's funny as
fuck. But yeah, so that was my first experience in LA, which is cool. That's how I, like, met G, and we, like, worked together the first time that night. And then he just kind of acted like an older brother to me during that time. That's kind of just what it was. He's like, you're on the same, you're part of the team now. Like, anything you need, just hit me up. And that's kind of how the whole, like, Rewind collaboration came about. Although that was, like, almost like a year and a half later, maybe. And then he obviously asked me to go on tour with him. And he really loved my music. I would always show him, like, demos I was working on and shit. And he was always super about it. Oh, fuck.
Upstairs, downstairs?
Downstairs.
Oh, two. Bro, I'm just getting timing today. One's hurt. The other guy's hurt. He's coming in the back door.
Got him.
Nice. Yeah, tell me, how did Justin Escalona kind of come together?
Yeah, so I was in that SoundCloud circle, right? Yeah. Like, I was mentioning that I was, like, collaborating with a lot of SoundCloud artists, and he had some of those guys in his, like, he would use for his, like, slow-mo reels, he'd use their music. Yeah. And I think my manager one day just told me, like, yo, this guy named Justin Escalona, he's a big YouTuber, he, like, put your song in the thing. And I was like, oh, that's fucking sick. Like, and I watched the video, and I hit him up, like, and I thanked him for doing that. I was like, yo, it's super awesome, bro, thank you. And told him I was going to be out in LA. And he was like, yo, we should just link up. And I was like, bet, like, say less. Totally down to do that. And we did, and he came to a studio session, I think, at my homie Drew's house. My homie Drew DeCaro is a good friend of mine. Super sick guitar player, producer, writer. But he had this house in North Hollywood that was, like, super sick. We called it the Launchpad. Yeah. And just, like, hella artists would always be pulling up there and, like, coming through. I actually, like, met Khalid there before Khalid, even put out a song.
Huge. Yeah, cause Justin kind of
crazy.
Put him on, well, I don't want to say put him on, but exactly. He was a big, like, I mean, he helped push his music.
That's where I met him. I met him through Justin. We were at my homie's Drew's, and apparently Khalid was, like, down the street, and Justin was like, yo, I got my homie Khalid, like, down the street. He wants to pull up and play some songs. And I remember that was like the first time I felt insecure as an artist, when Khalid came and played some music, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm trash, like what the fuck. I was like, what the fuck, this dude's voice is like an angel, like this is crazy. And but yeah, then I had to get over that real quick and just keep going, but and realize that all artists are different and whatnot. But at the time I remember feeling like, holy fuck, this dude's
bro,
gonna like be huge.
Stay in your own path.
And yeah, sure enough, Khalid became Khalid.
Yeah, he's crazy. That'd be crazy to get him on here. Damn.
Yeah, it would. It'd be sick. I don't know if I feel like he plays Warzone. I think because my roommate, who's actually just moved out, but my roommate for the past year is his engineer. He's also my engineer as well. But so Khalid would be over at the house like every now and then, just like pulling up to do shit.
Where'd that be tight?
He's still like, I'm not close to Khalid whatsoever, but he's definitely like an acquaintance. Like we see each other and say what up.
Bro,
and
life
shit.
is about connections. Like you don't necessarily always know people, but like so much shit just comes from like connections and meeting people.
Yeah.
And relationships.
Yeah, and he's been very, very friendly every time we've ever met. More friendlier than he needs to be.
Got out,
you know? Yeah.
Oh.
Let's push these dudes. I see him. Don't shoot yet. He's not looking at us.
Ready?
All right, let's fuck him up.
Right.
He was looking at somebody though.
Deleted.
He was looking at someone over here maybe.
Might be.
Let me grab his money real quick. See what's good.
Marking target location.
He had his loadout and shit too. Oh fuck. Yep. Right here.
Coming around the back.
Marking a waypoint.
I downed him. I pushed in the fire station.
Enemy UAV overhead.
He's on yellow, Mark.
Oh, I got him. I got one of them, but there was definitely two people.
Oh, I'm getting shot from the right. I think you might be fighting someone else.
Got somebody on me. I just downed him.
Oh, there's two guys pushing me right now.
You're getting pushed.
I got one. And a deeper on the hill with a sniper.
I see him.
Oh, he's stunning me. Why is anyone on that today?
Got him.
Nice.
Only iron sharpens iron.
I think that was this other dude's teammate.
Alright, where are we now?
Yeah, so anyway, ooh, stopping power, don't mind if I do. Yeah, so I met G, everything's going smooth. He invites me to go on tour with him, and that was sick. That was an incredible experience. That's one of the
your first
coolest
time
experiences
touring?
ever. Yeah, first time touring.
Word.
I had done like little shows at like bars and shit, like back in St. Louis. Like little towns around, but like not. Let's get some selves.
But no like crowd.
Yeah, no,
rages?
nothing like that. Nothing like 10,000 people in the crowd. And also like at this time, this was like, so I go on tour at the beginning of 2018. At the end of 2017, I have like, oh, car coming on you.
Shit, I'm in their sight.
Are they Audi? Yeah, they did.
I had like a crazy mental breakdown. Kind of like didn't know what I was doing here in LA. Was making great music. Was feeling like really insecure, and I decided to take a bunch of edibles one night and just fucked myself pretty much. Had like a massive panic attack, and to the point where I literally like it fucked me up, like post-traumatic stress type shit. I had like a panic attack for probably like 4 hours straight, and then I had panic attacks every day for like 3 months after that. It was actually crazy. Like it really fucked me up. I just started like thinking about, I don't even know what the fuck happened, to be honest. Like it's so far away now, but
so deep in yourself.
very deep in my head, like deep in my head, questioning like, what is life? What the fuck? Like, what is love? What are all these things that I just like have just accepted without any question? Like, what is religion? Like, 'cause I was relatively religious, like definitely believed in God and shit. And I would say I'm kind of indifferent about that now. But, and at the time, I don't know, like nothing, there was no like experience that made me like question God. But for whatever reason, in that moment, I was very like, just thinking about life in a very practical sense. I'm like, this is like maybe this is too crazy. Like, is there a God for real? And like, if there's not, then what the fuck's going on here? And like, what's gonna happen after I die? And like, oh my God, I'm just like flesh and bone. Just that type of like existential crisis while I was like taking way too much edibles, and it fucked me up. And I started having really bad anxiety for a while. Oh, we're getting sniped from.
They're shooting us from in front of us.
Bounty target is down. Well done.
I think they might. They're on this hill somewhere.
I see him.
Yeah.
They're behind
good
this
shit.
train.
Yeah, you gotta watch.
Yeah, so that was kind of a shitty experience. I downed one here.
Nice. I'm pushing
I'm gonna
up.
throw precision.
Be advised, friendly precision airstrike inbound.
Come on. Get him. Yep, got him. There's another one over there though, heads up. He had a homie with him.
I'm looking.
And that's right when I met my my girlfriend, who you may have seen in like pictures of mine. She basically like came and saved my life pretty much. Like we met. That's a whole
story.
fucking the story of how I met her could be a whole podcast, so I'm not gonna get into it. But basically, like I flew to Thailand to meet her. She's from Portugal. And she was studying, or not studying. She was just traveling in Asia. So I went to meet up with her, and yeah, basically fell in love. And then she moved to LA with me, and I
Some
went and
movie
met her
shit.
family. And, yeah, some crazy like how the fuck did this happen type shit. And yeah, now we're oh yeah, they're hunting me.
Just ran up top. Yeah, that's crazy.
We should go to
You big-
Firehouse maybe.
You a big traveler then too?
Waypoint marked.
I was, yeah, at that time. And yeah, I definitely do love to travel. Oh, I think they're on me. I'm gonna go up in this tower. I think that might be a safe bet. But to be honest, bro, I've kind of developed a fear of flying, which is really annoying because I actually do love to travel, but now like I fucking hate planes.
Is it a bad experience or what?
No, dude,
Or
just
you
kind of the same thing happened with the
kinda
edibles. I
got
just
in your-
had, like,
oh damn! Why am I just getting the timing? It's all good.
I got him.
Self.
get a self.
Yeah, I'm gonna shred this.
I got him. I don't know where his homie is though. I don't got anybody on radar. I'm still getting hunted. And it's red as fuck. I feel like the person's like in here.
Yeah, I just got in your head. Damn.
Yeah, and I was like on a flight back from Korea because I do a lot of K-pop writing. And I was over there for a writing camp. Oh, he's right here.
Yeah, I was watching your little documentary.
Friendly.
What
He's,
was?
yeah, he's on the bottom floor.
Oh.
And yeah, I was just on a flight, and like all of a sudden, I was just like, holy! I'm like in this airplane, like hella high in the air, and I'm afraid of heights, like naturally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck?
He's going
Like
up top.
this is fucking crazy. All right, I'm dipping behind this. Actually, I'm gonna get back up in this tower because
Yeah, bro. That's funny that you said you went to Thailand too, because I went to Thailand and I kind of had. I wouldn't say I'm scared of flying, but I had some of the craziest turbulence in my life
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
Thailand.
yeah, bro, those like islands and shit, like in all those places are like crazy. I mean, shit happening is like so fucking rare, but like
But
the
there's always
rarest
the
of the
like,
rare,
what
like
if in your head. And you're like, duh.
yeah. But it really is like I know the facts. Like I know it's like stupid because it like never happens. Like maybe once every couple of years, which like I mean there's millions and millions of flights. Oh,
Is he below
Enemy
me?
vehicle tagged.
I don't know what's going on? But I
Yeah.
kind of want to.
This... What's Oh shit, he's up here. I'm
Oh, he's
sniping someone else.
Fall back.
See me.
Nice.
Nice. Played up on the other side.
So you kind of branching out. You're kind of doing a little mini doc on YouTube. Kind of like. doing-
Yeah. So I have this project that's gonna come out in July, and I'm starting to release the singles now. April 23rd is the first single. I haven't even announced that yet, but whatever.
Real good.
April 23rd will be. Fuck, I'm gonna go back in this tower. I keep getting out of this tower, and I'm like, I want to be in this.
Feel safe, man.
Or we
Satchel
could maybe
if you
push
want
to.
If you need one.
Found some armor.
I got one. I'm just we should push in maybe.
You can go into Boneyard a little more or something. I don't know.
It could be clean to get on this building.
Alright, you make
Marking
the
a
call.
waypoint.
Let's get in the. I don't know if I'm gonna get in the truck. Yeah, fuck it. Let's
I'm
get
just
in
gonna
the
buy.
truck.
I'm gonna grab another self and UAV here quick.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy a cluster. But yeah, so in the project's called Blue. and
What's the meaning
docuseries
behind that?
Yeah, so the original like idea in my head of why I'm calling it Blue is because when I was making all the songs, I just put them in this folder that I called Blue because I thought sonically they sounded like color blue.
Right.
It's kind of like 80s nostalgic inspired. Oh, this thing's beat the fuck. We should not take this. Shit, there's no other cars around here. Fuck, we should maybe take this. And yeah, but then I started thinking about like, how could I like expand this concept? I started thinking about like why blue's just an interesting color because it's the only one that we associate with feeling really. And I thought there was maybe something more to that. And I was like, I wonder if I could just like, because blue also gives me a ton of different vibes. Like you can say you're feeling blue.
Yeah.
And that's like sad, but you can also like blue is like introspective and also can be happy, like a sunny sky blue and all these other feelings. So I'm like, all right, let me try to like change the spectrum of this, see if I can get a kind of like hit everything across the board. And so I kind of did that. I tried to make like every shade of blue, like that kind of vibe. And yeah, so I'm in the middle of playing Warzone. Like, let me try to explain this concept. That's what I can get out right now. But so that's kind of like where it originated from. There's someone on top of here too.
Where you want to go? You want us to go to that yellow mark?
So here, go left. Ooh, wow, they're really up guy here too. Heads up.
Shit,
Maybe we should abandon.
Right yeah, right here.
Yeah, let's step out.
Yeah.
You need plates or anything?
I got 8. We're chilling.
Alright.
Chilling. Yeah, so just like emotions, kind of roughly.
Yeah, just like a
spectrum,
an array of motions, and so that's why the project's called Blue. It's 8 songs. Do you want to maybe try and push this building?
Yeah, let's go.
There was someone around here, so just keep your eyes peeled. And yeah, I'm super excited about it. And I already have like the next project after that ready, because I told my fans like, yo, this year is gonna be like a lot of music, because I had been kind of like, so I mean, fuck, there's just so much that has happened, bro, in my life in the last 3 years. It's actually crazy. Like, I would need to really sit down with someone and not be playing Warzone, explain all of this. But yeah. I left my management. I left the Rebels group I left them at the end of, actually, like in September of last year. I just felt like it was the right decision for me. All love to them, just wasn't the right fit at the end of the day. And I had a lot of like reasons to believe that it was the right fit for longer than I probably should have, because they're just, they've just done great things, and that was enough to keep me around. But yeah, I just don't think they had the right recipe for me. Just totally fine.
They don't mix. This guy right here.
Yeah, and I feel like that, like the whole relationship and the dynamic and the like their management style was like one of the reasons why I didn't music, because like we just weren't really efficient with shit. And so I was like, now that I'm like back in control and kind of like taking care of everything, I'm like, all right, I'm about to go off this year and like really fuck my fucking back and really like go in. So yeah, I plan on releasing like 2 albums worth of music this year at least. The first one coming out in summer, and then another one maybe in like late fall. That's kind of like the plan. But
yeah, congrats.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's been a fucking it's been an up and down sort of like year and a half, like figuring out like what I'm about to do and shit. But I'm happy to say that I have a new manager now who I really, really like. And he's like a friend. Not like he wasn't a friend beforehand, but he was managing a friend of mine who I really care about. And I just like his work ethic, his style. It's very like artist forward. I don't feel like I'm like the lesser one and I need to like be listening to anybody. I feel very in control of kind of like what's going on, which like you have to have that as an artist, otherwise you start losing interest and like motivation and whatnot. If you're just like, man, I can work all night to make this dope song, but if these people don't like it, then I'm fucked. It doesn't really matter.
You gotta be able to have your own creativity and your own space to things. I mean, in the end of the day, like you got to where you were because of you. Yeah.
So, and this manager makes me feel like that. His name's James. He manages another artist named Inverness. He manages like a producer group called Smile. And he manages like a rock artist. He kind of does a little bit of everything. He's super, super dope and like forward thinking and like always hitting me up and like, yo, this is how a manager should be, bro. They should first love your music, like absolutely like be the biggest fans of your shit. And then they should just be always thinking of ways to like, you should be getting texts
Bro.
randomly like, yo, had this idea. Just to know that your manager's thinking about you, even when like he's not necessarily like on the clock, when like you guys aren't like meeting to talk about shit. But
Yeah.
that's like a big thing because
Bro, it just makes it more genuine, and you just
yeah, you can just know that he's really interested in like expanding your shit.
Waypoint marked.
Facts. So in your bio, you got this may stem from some of this. You got Solo Boy in all your bios. Does that stem from some of that?
No,
What's up with that?
it actually stems from a side project that I want to do
Someone
at some
just
point.
dropped right
Where
below us.
yeah, I see him. Someone just dropped right here too.
You've got gas inbound. Take
No,
out
it stems from a side project I want to do. So from writing in Korea, right? I've kind of like K-pop has the song, has like the anthemic energy of like early 2000s boy band type shit.
loadout
Yeah.
drop inbound.
And for some reason I'm just really good at that. Like I love doing it, like make really like excessive, like over the top pop songs.
Yeah.
To the point where like I can literally like be like 3 different voices. Like I can rap, I can do more rhythmic things, I can sing more R&B, I can change like the tone of my voice.
Mhm.
Because in K-pop, you have to write, if you're writing for K-pop, you have to write like your 17 people. Because sometimes groups have that many guys below us coming in.
They're coming. Oh shit! They're shooting us from one of the towers too.
Boxing me.
I'm gonna watch this door. If you want to watch the other one.
Waypoint marked.
They got ghosts too.
You're losing ground.
Have you ever gotten a dub with somebody?
Yeah, one person. So you'll be
Alright.
the second if we rip this off.
Let's fucking do it. I feel like they're just gonna post up. I have a Betty on that door.
I'm just listening.
Proximity mine.
Waypoint
Probably
marked.
just holding out. Circle's kind of, we got circle.
What tower are we getting hit from? Oh, over here.
Yeah, back behind us.
Waypoint
Yeah.
marked.
Just watching this window because he's gonna slime me.
I actually hate when people are below me
Yeah.
because I feel like they just post up and wait for you to jump and they shoot you while you're flying.
Yep. Facts. I saw you were working on some dancing and stuff out there too. Just to
Yeah,
elevate
yeah,
your
I like.
performing?
Yeah, so anyway, back to Solo Boy.
Yeah.
I basically
you're
want to
solo.
do like be a boy band in one, and like do all the voices and like have the different sections and like rap on it and sing on it and do all that shit in one and just make like an excessive, like a song that you would think would be like a fucking full boy band, but it's just me, and I call
Right.
the project Solo Boy. So that'd be funny, and I don't know. I just put that in my bio to help remind me that I'm trying to
That's
do
what
that.
you do. Little
Yeah.
tidbit, little Easter egg for people.
Oh, I think I hear.
Me.
But yeah, I mean that's coming like later because I have a bunch of other shit to take care of first before I can worry about like my
Yeah.
side projects.
Yeah.
Fall back, I got you.
I'm in their sights.
Bro, I'm just getting waxed today. Everyone's gonna be in the bottom of this building right away. Nice. Get them both? Yeah.
Yep. Alright, careful.
Kinda
These guys
fine,
are.
9 kills. Oh yeah, they're below still. Oh shit, the gas is right
Got
there.
gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Did we
Do
jump
you-
sooner? Oh, I got
yeah,
blasted.
Got you.
Next round.
So what was the? You're obviously like inspired by like rap and hip hop kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and you started off rapping. What made you switch to more of like a?
I just thought that I would. It was like a better tool if I wanted to.
You've got gas moving in.
You know what? Let's
What's your play?
we
What's
should
your
make
play?
a decision here.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah, I got you.
let's go right. Let's try to push that there. Yeah.
Alright.
Marking a waypoint.
I think there might be kids below us still too.
I think they are. I'm gonna get behind this rock.
Someone's sniping from somewhere.
Yep, right here.
Waypoint
I'll watch the right side. Fuck. Yep. Yeah. I see him.
Yeah, there's a kid behind
Alright,
this
precision.
this truck right here.
Through precision. Yeah.
I got no plates. We're not safe either. Yeah. The kid might have got to this house. I'm not sure.
Marking target location.
He might be behind that truck still though.
Stand by for coordinates.
Yep, this guy's here.
Marking waypoint.
Downed him.
Nice shot. We got zone 2. We're chilling. Where's he at? He was on the yellow. There's
Yeah.
still a kid at this house somewhere. Thinking.
Watch your
You watch
six.
that way.
Hostiles have already picked this place clean.
Coffin behind us?
We're in their sights.
Yeah, behind us in the gas station.
Stand by for coordinates.
He's
They're
in.
here. Ah, fuck.
Oh, there's a kid in the gas station too. Damn. If I got a mask, I do.
Yeah, just sit. Fuck.
No.
Damn, that was good
I
though. That
should've
was
just
good
had
though.
that. Damn.
Um,
He kind of went off. I kind of choked. I was kind of in the
what were you
back
saying?
there.
What were you saying?
Damn. We were talking about.
Oh, what I start singing.
Yeah.
Hold on, my homie's trying to play. I gotta tell him I'm doing a podcast.
It's all good. We'll wrap it up here right away. I'm going for a minute.
Yeah, should we just like wrap it here at the,
Yeah,
the
we can
lobby?
cut it.
Talk for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started singing because I just thought, to be honest, like it was my way of offering something different to kind of like the demographic that I was trying to hit. And during that SoundCloud like come up, I was very much like, okay, like I'm this like dude from the suburbs. I'm rapping kind of like the rest of all these thousands of people. What can I do to like differ? And I was like, maybe I'll just, like I said, I told you, I'll start singing, and I started writing hooks for people, kind of like how Drake kind of came into the game a little bit. Like he started, like you started hearing him on hooks and shit. But he
Yeah.
also be rapping too.
Yeah.
But he was like on everybody's song. So I try to take that same approach on SoundCloud. And I just got like, I hit up every rapper that I saw and was like, yo, I'll sing a hook for you if you need. And that's what I did. And then that kind of just grew into like, if I took an honest look at myself, man, like I don't know if I could have, I don't know if like the nice white suburban rapper kid is the angle anymore.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like this angry, or it wasn't not the angle anymore, but like a good angle that was like had longevity. Like I was gonna eventually run out of things to write about. Like I wasn't like a huge player. I wasn't like fucking bitches all the time. I don't
Yeah.
really drink that much. I smoke weed. I'm not like super rich. I don't have a ton of adversity. I didn't grow up and have like all these crazy like things happen to me. So like, not that I don't appreciate guys who still rap and they rap about like an NF or like other like white rappers, or like Jack Harlow has a whole different background than me. You know, he's like very fucking affiliated with that culture and shit. And I just wasn't. So I'd be like
Yeah.
playing kind of an act at a certain point, and I didn't like the idea of that. So although I like to add rhythmic shit and it'll always influence the way I write like my pop shit, I just thought like, okay, I have this voice. I've always had what we were talking about earlier, like a naturally good like tone.
Yeah.
Like my voice itself is just resonant. Like when I talk, it's very like
Yeah.
pinging. From a singer standpoint, that's actually a really good thing, because when it comes to mixing your vocal into like a track, it can actually sit better, and it's actually easier for engineers to mix it. And also
Right.
it's like there's some sort of psychology between like people listening to it and like remembering it, or it being catchy, or like whatever, like having a certain pop voice. And I just have that. So it's like some people are born with tone and they're not great, like, and they're not great singers like myself. Like I'm not the best singer, like note wise, but I know how to like place myself on a record. You know what I mean? And there's people who have like incredible tone, but incredible like pitch. Like they're amazing singers technically, but their tone's just like weird. Like it's not pleasant to listen to.
Yeah.
I would say like an example of that, although like no, like I love Demi Lovato as like an artist and like all of her other shit, but she's like the only example I can think of when I explain this to people of like, she's an incredible singer, like powerful voice, runs, control, but her tone bothers me. Like the sound of her voice like isn't that pleasing to me. And imagine if she had both of those. Bieber's a great example of someone who has both.
Right.
His tone is so good. It's so like pleasant and soft to listen to. And then he also has great control. And there's a ton of people like they who have both worlds, right?
Yeah.
But I would say I would want tone before anything else.
Right.
So that's why I started singing, and it's worked out for me. And I actually love singing now. I like melody. I like making melodies. I like singing like crazy shit all the time. And when I like work here at the house, and I usually just put on headphones and I'll put on a beat or I'll just like make something. I have a lot of my own. I've been producing for myself recently. Like more of my shit that's gonna come after this project is a lot of it's self-produced.
Cool.
And yeah, it's a nice mix of like, I feel like I'm coming back home kind of as like an artist for this like next project. The next project is one I should be talking about and being like, oh my God, this is like the one. And it is, but a lot of the songs were made over the course of like 3 years.
Right.
And at that time I was with the old management, and like things were really slow and things took forever to come out, right? So like I'm almost like a different person than like where I was when I made some of these songs. And so I know objectively that they're amazing. If I'm being 100% honest, I know that they're amazing, and I know that the world's gonna hear it for the first time, and that's really exciting for me. But for me, I've listened to these songs for years, and I've had them for years, and I'm just like, I just want to keep moving. But I know that I would be a disservice to like all of my fans and even my own career if I like was just like, whatever, let's just move on to the next stuff because I'm really excited about this now because I made that song 3 years ago. And not let it get a chance to live would be stupid. And yeah, so I actually, at the beginning of 2020, I went to Australia to work with my producer who like does all this shit with me.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically like revitalized all the songs. Like we took the production and like changed it and like updated it and just made it like cool again, which got me excited. So I am excited now because the songs are like slightly different. Not even slightly. Some of them are like, we did a full on like surgery to them. So it does feel like new again, but
yeah,
it's been a long fucking time.
I'll be looking forward to it for sure.
Thanks, dude. And yeah, bro. I mean, I wish like, what was I gonna say? It's hard. It's hard to do this and play Warzone. It is.
No, it's all
really
good. You did
cool.
great.
It's really cool, and I appreciate the chance, and I'd love to come back and fill in any holes that were left or whenever.
Facts. We'll run it again for sure. Maybe after your project or something, you talk about it or whatever.
Yeah.
But
sounds great, dude.
Okay, I got a couple like rapid fire questions. They're just like fun questions. You just rip them off the top, and yeah, then we'll wrap it up. Go to chocolate bar.
Go to chocolate bar. I thought you said like go to chocolate bar like
no, yeah.
Go to chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Almond Joy.
All right.
Weird as fuck.
Go to fast food.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A fire. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes or no?
No.
Celebrity crush. If the girlfriend allows it.
Of course. I'd say my biggest celebrity crush I ever had. I don't really have one now. When I did have one was well, I clearly don't have one now. But Series of Unfortunate Events. Do you know that book series?
Yes.
So they made one movie.
Yeah, that is.
And they never made more. Her name was Violet. That girl who played her in that movie. I literally had posters of her on my wall. I was like, this girl is like, she was so smart and like all these things. Obviously, she was an actor, but at the time, you know, when you're fucking like 11 or 12, you're just like, dude, this is it. Yeah, that would have been my like actual celebrity crush. Yeah.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Oh my god, like it is night and day. Dogs.
What's your gamer? What's the best Call of Duty of all time?
Modern Warfare 2.
Facts. All right, that's what's up. If you want to plug anything, your album handles.
Yeah, just Anthony Russo on all platforms. Check out I'd say to anyone who like never heard of me, definitely just know going into listening to my music that I like to do like a wide variety of things. As we mentioned in this podcast, I used to rap and then I sang, blah blah. So I I'm kind of just like do whatever I'm feeling in the moment. So I have like some R&B, I have some pop, I have some more hip hop stuff. And then this next project's like kind of a blend of like 80s nostalgic pop, whatever type stuff. So just be aware that you're gonna get some different vibes, and I'll just constantly be evolving because I just can't really sit in one place too long. So
Facts.
yeah, I appreciate you having me on here. Appreciate
you coming
anybody
on.
listening, and yeah, just thanks.
Word, that's what's up. Appreciate you for coming on. Thanks for listening, everybody. Peace.
Hear a lot of
Peace.
niggas talking, they ain't really body. Better watch what you say. Ain't got no time for the games on play. Niggas say they want it, they ain't doing what it take. Little nigga, you in the way. Yeah, got a shawty calling me on FaceTime. Little baby, you know that don't race to you. Put your love in my hands, baby, you know I won't do you like that.